Greetings to all. Welcome to AWS Solution Architect Training Sessions. Srinivas here. Hope you are able to see the screen and my voice is clear. You are in a position to unmute yourself and you can speak up. Okay, if you are not in a position to unmute, then only raise the hand. Otherwise, you are happy to interrupt me at any point of time. You can ask any kind of question. If you are not able to unmute yourself, that control will be with me. I can enable to unmute yourself. Only during that time, please raise the hand if you are not able to unmute. Otherwise, you are happy to interrupt me at any point of time. Yeah. Message, sending a message, it is a little difficult to see and to check and continue the session. Okay. I request each and everyone to speak up. Okay. If you are not able to speak up, then only at the last option you can send a message. Otherwise, please uh, unmute and then speak up. Yeah. Okay. Once again, welcome you all to AWS Solution Architect Associate Training Sessions. Srinivas here. This is a weekend batch number 406. So just before starting, just having a description, brief description about the course, what is the procedure and all those things. So this batch is 406 is a weekend batch. That means every Saturday and Sunday, each weekend, 2-hour session. That is, it is going to start 6 p.m. IST to 8 p.m. IST, plus or minus 10 minutes here and there, it will be there. And the course fee is 4,720 rupees in Indian currency. If you are outside India, that it is going to showcase as a dollar value, and that is value is $55. And duration is 30 hours. So actually, it is going to be total 6 weeks. 6 weeks in the sense 12 sessions. Each 2 hours, 24 hours max, or plus or minus 1 week. That means 6 weeks or 7 weeks, max to max. That means each week, Saturday and Sunday, total 4 hours. That is a course duration. Okay. And you are able to log in as you successfully completed the registration, free registration. Okay. So I'm going to showcase what are the details. So first 2 sessions are free to attend this Zoom sessions, and you are going to get a Zoom session without making any payment. What is you are going to get? This is a live session. You are able to join the session without making any payment. So just to log into www.logiclabstech.com, wherein you can find upcoming batches. Once you click on upcoming batches, this is a upcoming batches at logiclabstech.com, wherein you can check out the batch number 406. That is AWS Solution Architect Associate Weekend Batch, Trainer, and batch start date 29th. And you can find this is a Zoom link. As you already joined this session, this Zoom link is going to work for tomorrow's session. So once this session is completed, the same recorded session will be uploaded to YouTube, and then you can share with your friends and your circle to understand how the course is going on, so that they can join the next session, that is tomorrow session, by using this particular Zoom link. This is a just registration to join the first 2 sessions. Okay. So if you are not able to join, the first session, you can join second session by using this Zoom link. And the important thing is that it is very much important to be member of this WhatsApp community. If you are not part of WhatsApp community, that is batch number 406. Just click on this WhatsApp community link. You are able to click on join chart so that I'm providing this particular chart window. Please be part of this WhatsApp community. It is very much important to get a regular updates about this particular 406 batch. Provided the WhatsApp community link on the chart window. Even if the chart window link is not available, you can log into from the mobile. You can log into www.logiclabstech.com, wherein click on upcoming batches. Just select the batch and you will find WhatsApp community link. Okay. If you are happy with this particular training module, you will find the payment link. Just click on the payment link. You can see that batch number 406 and trainer name and link to proceed to buy this course. If you are happy to continue, please complete the payment by clicking on this link. Here the important update. So first two sessions are free to attend. Third session, that is next week, Saturday session onwards, a separate Zoom link will be shared with the paid participants. Okay. So the first recording sessions will be uploaded to YouTube to understand the course content, how this course is going on. Not only this course, any course, like whatever the online training modules are presented by Logic Labs Technologies on emerging technologies, you are able to see first 2 or 3 sessions on YouTube for each and every training module. There are all emerging technologies, artificial intelligence, Docker and Kubernetes, data science, whatever the course is related. Even if you are not part of this particular specific batch, no worries. We are available on social media. You can register, subscribe Logic Labs Technologies YouTube channel, wherein each and every batch, including this current batch 406, first 2 or 3 sessions will be uploaded to YouTube for understanding what is the course and how it is the training, or how the faculty delivering the session, everything you are able to understand without making any payment. Okay. So once you are ready to make the payment, it is very much important to understand there is no option of batch shifting, no amount refund concept. That's the reason while making the payment, make sure you are selecting right batch and completing the payment for right batch information. Okay, once you complete the payment, there is no option of batch shifting, amount refund options. Okay. So to be part of WhatsApp community, already link is shared on the chat window. You can click on the same WhatsApp link. It is very much important to be member of this WhatsApp group so that you are going to get a regular updates. For example, if the session is not started at 6 p.m. IST, you need to check that community link, community group, wherein admin team is going to provide an update. Is the batch, is there any technical issue, is the cancellation is there or anything? Or the trainer is going to delay 5 to 10 minutes. That every details will be mentioned in this WhatsApp community. So please be member of this WhatsApp community if you would like to continue this specific batch. Okay, so if any session, if for example session is not going to start by 6 p.m. and there is no message in the WhatsApp community, please be online. I'll make sure to join the session 5 on the right time or 5 minutes before. In some situation, due to technical glitch or anything, it may delay 5 to 10 minutes. Don't disconnect the session. Please be online. During this 2-hour session, if any power fluctuation or internet issues, network issues, if the session gets disconnected, please rejoin. Okay. This is an important update. If any cancellation, then only you are going to get an update on WhatsApp community. Otherwise, there is no message. Please be online. Okay. So all the session recording sessions and note files will be uploaded to LMS Graphy portal. Only first two sessions will be uploaded to YouTube for everyone public, so they can understand is that course is related to their career enhancement. Then they can understand and they can join this batch. Okay. Otherwise, from the day one to until end of the session, every session will be uploaded to LMS Graphy portal. This LMS Graphy portal access will be provided for paid participants. Okay. So if any issues accessing LMS Graphy portal, you can coordinate with the admin team on this particular mail communication, that is support@logiclabstech.com, or you can reach on these two numbers. These two numbers are available on WhatsApp as well. You can send a message, or outside India, they can call on this WhatsApp number. Admin team is available Monday to Saturday between 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. IST. So they are able to assist you for any kind of queries. Okay. So we are available, as I mentioned, we are in social media, Facebook, YouTube, Telegram. These are the links. These links are available on logiclabstech.com website as well. Please register on YouTube channel. So whatever the latest technology, latest batch sessions will be uploaded to YouTube. So you are going to get information, whatever the technology, whatever the trainer, how the training is going on, everything will be uploaded on YouTube, Logic Labs Technology YouTube channel. Please subscribe, so you are going to get a regular updates. Any questions on this particular batch information? I'm going to talk about what is the training, and we are going to start next slide onwards. We are going to start a regular session. Just this is a batch short description. Any questions on the batch payment related, or any questions on LMS Graphy portal? Any questions you can ask. If no questions, I'll move on. Few participants joined later. I'm allowing everyone to speak up. So you are happy to interrupt me at any point of time. If you are not able to unmute, then only raise the hand. Otherwise, you can interrupt me at any point of time. Okay, let's move on. Amazon Web Service, AWS. What is AWS? There are different courses are available in AWS. What we are learning through this particular batch, that is 406. This is the batch AWS Solution Architect Associate. With this particular batch, what are the certifications we can achieve? Who can gain the knowledge to enhance their skills? Everything I'm going to explain in this course, today's agenda. That is today's agenda we are going to discuss. So every day, this is a note file I'm going to present. Whenever there is a PPT, I'm going to present. Most of the session will be on a practical oriented. Very less theory concept will be there. I'm going to showcase on live, and I'm going to implement whatever the service I'm going to discuss. I'm going to implement that respective service on AWS console. So you have to understand, and then you have to do practice, not a parallel operation. You have to listen. This is a under recording session. So you can get this recorded session available for lifetime. So you can play n number of times. So please be concentrate on what I am delivering. If any doubts are there, you can ask, but never ever perform parallel operation. Okay. So this is the introduction, today's agenda. Introduction, course details, what is the certification path, free tier account registration, With that account registration, we are logged into that AWS Management Console. What are the services we are going to implement? Some theory, some deployment we are going to perform. This is a today's agenda, about 2 hour session. Okay, we are going to start practicals today itself. Okay, sometimes I'm going to cover some theory, sometimes I'm going to cover up practical. Okay, so introduction, course review, how the training is going to continue. If any expectations or any queries you can ask. Let me proceed. Self-introduction. I'm Leela Srinivas, having a 23 years of IT experience in virtualization and cloud. I'm from infrastructure background, Wintel administration. I started my career as a customer support executive, wherein desktop engineers delivering the system to household organizations. Later moved to system administration as a Wintel administrator, Linux administrator. I performed different roles: consultant, senior consultant, technical lead, and manager as well. So total entire my career 23 plus years in IT industry. Major relevant experience relative to virtualization, VMware, and cloud technology, AWS and Azure. Through Logic Labs technologies, I have been delivering VMware virtualization, VMware administration, as well as AWS Solution Architect Associate. 16 years of experience in virtualization itself. And I have been working on cloud technology and infrastructure side. 4 years of experience. It's almost 5 years experience. In addition to that, have been providing training sessions, technical sessions in-house, in organization, different levels of trainings, and outside through Logic Labs technologies, I have been delivering. This is a successful third year of delivery with association with Logic Labs. Number of batches delivered on virtualization, VMware administrator, as well as AWS Solution Architect Associate. Okay, so I am certified virtualization, VMware, Azure, AWS, Microsoft, and the ITL process. Okay, this is about myself. So I can assure you, I can provide any level of explanation through for infrastructure side, because I have started my career from the customer support. Everything I can explain. I'll try to understand your question and try to correlate. So I have that confidence. If I'm not able to clear your question, I'll check and come back. Okay. So please ask the question whatever you may have, so that I'll try to answer your queries with whatever the expectation you may have. Okay. If anyone wants to give introduction, you can speak up your name, what is our experience, currently technology, what is the expectation from this particular course. So if anyone wants to talk, you can unmute and speak up. Anyone? You can ask anything. Anyone ask the questions? Anyone? No problem. I'll continue. You can interrupt me at any point of time. If you are not able to unmute, you can raise the hand or send a message. Okay. The course overview. This is AWS Solution Architect Associate. We are going to create a free tier account registration. With that free tier account registration, we are going to implement the beauty of the excellent feature of AWS Solution Architect course is practical oriented. You don't need to worry about, I don't have a live environment experience. The AWS itself is providing 12 months of access for free. You don't need to pay not even 1 rupee. You are able to practice. With a 3 months of practice is more than enough to showcase as a 4 years of experience. So you, according to hands-on practice, you can showcase whatever the knowledge you are going to do, you are going to present everything based on the how you are going to navigate within the AWS console. According to your practice, you are in a position to answer the questions and you are in a position to present the environment. Whatever the scenario, we are going to discuss about different scenarios. I am going to showcase different options. What are the tools are available? With that, with excellent, with a just you need to practice with a dedication effort. 3 months is more than enough to showcase as a experienced 4 years of experience. Trust me. Okay. So I'm going to correlate as I'm coming from the infrastructure background, traditional background. I can correlate how the traditional environment, virtualization environment, and cloud environment. Each and everything I can correlate to explain the things very effectively. Okay. So that is the information types of compute systems, server requirements, virtualization concepts. What is a cloud? What are the advantages by doing the cloud environment? And concepts of cloud availability. These are the basic fundamental advantages of cloud: availability, scalability, pay as you go model. Why everyone is looking for cloud technology? This is a basic advantages. There are many. The basic cloud advantage, if you talk about availability, I'm going to talk about availability, scalability, and pay as you go model. Okay. And we are going to understand different concept of AWS services, important services which are related to solution architect associate in day-to-day operations, exam point of view, how to clear the exam, what exam is a preference, you have to give everything we are going to understand. Understand each and important service and correlate with the on-premise and versus AWS cloud. Okay. Explore free tier limitation. Whatever the service we are going to practice, we are going to understand cost, how, what is a free, what is going to be cost. So here in AWS, it is not just a live environment. The most important thing which you are going to understand, cost management. Okay, cost management. This is a very crucial concept, cost management, because every organization is facing challenges of running cost. How to reduce the billing, monthly billing. Every organization is facing challenges nowadays. If you attend any interview, definitely there will be a question about how do you optimize the cost. How can you do that? First, you need to understand what service, that service, what is the service level charges, what is it hourly based, is a monthly based, what is the service charges. Different models are will be there. You have to understand the service, you have to understand billing procedure, then only you are in a position to provide a scenario based answers like optimization. Okay, we are going to discuss each and every service deployment. Next, these are the training procedure, how we are going to perform throughout this entire batch schedule, all our live sessions. I am going to connect my AWS account. Within that account, that is again a free tier account. So how to create a free tier account, I am going to showcase in a little while. So all are live and interactive sessions. Each session will be recorded. So you no need to worry about missing the session. All sessions are available n number of times. You can play and pause and do the practicals. The advantage of weekend batch is you will be having a 5 days time to do the practicals on your own. Okay. but don't perform any kind of lab parallel actions. Please listen to class because session is recorded, so you are able to pause and play during your practice. That is a actual requirement which you need to do. Okay. These files, whatever the file, PPT file or a PDF file or note files, whatever the files I'm going to present here in throughout the session, those files also will be uploaded to LMS Graphy Portal. These files you are in a position to download, but not recorded session. Recorded session you need to play live. And you can play on mobile or you can play any device. Okay. So one-to-one correlation, work with the environment. So what are the services we are going to cover? These are the services EC2, S3. These are the broader services description. In EC2 itself, there are plenty of sub-services are available. Just I'm going to take an example of EC2. EC2 comes under compute. Let me connect to AWS Management Console to showcase what is this. Okay. Everyone is able to connect by doing the practice of registering the account. I'm going to showcase. So I'm going to connect AWS Management Console. So as soon as you are going to manage AWS resource, I'm going to click on this and you will be able to see that sign in page. I'm going to click on sign in and it is redirect to sign in page wherein I'm going to use what is IAM user. We are going to discuss. Currently, I'm going to log in as a root user email. This is the email we are going to use, our root user. What is a root user? I'm going to explain a little while. No need to worry. I'm going to click on root user. I'm going to enter. You can see that two different accounts. One account is already 1 year is over. That's the reason I created a second account to proceed to practice. Okay. 12 months free tier account. I am logging to this account. So multi-factor authentication. Let me enter the code. Nine five six two two nine. So this is the AWS Management Console. One second. Okay. As soon as you log into that AWS Management Console, you have to understand what is a different consoles. So as I'm talking about what service compute. In compute itself, we are going to talk about EC2, Elastic Compute Cloud. That is a EC2 full form, Elastic Compute Cloud. You can see here in this AWS Management Console, you will be having a top right left corner, there is an option, 9 dots. 9 dots. You are going to click on that 9 dots. There is a search option is available, but as a new beginner, you are not going to use this search option. Okay. And whatever the recently accessed services, all recent visited services will be listed over here. We should not use the searched option or recently visited option. If you go with the recently visited or search option, you are not able to understand navigation. What is a navigation? I'm going to click on this 9 dots on the top left corner. You will be able to see different categorization. You can see that There are different categorization available. Under this, I am going to select compute. Under compute, there are sub-services are available. There are plenty of sub-services. Whatever important services which we are related to AWS Solution Architect, we are going to do. For example, I am selecting EC2. That is a compute. Under EC2, you are able to see the dashboard. Okay. You are going to these many sub services. We are going to understand what are the instances, how to deploy instances, elastic block store, and network and security group, and these are all the things we are going to understand as part of this particular compute section itself. That is what here it is mentioned. Instances, how to deploy Linux and Microsoft Windows, Ubuntu, SUSE, different flavors. What is Amazon machine image? How to create Amazon machine image? What is a snapshot? What is a template? You are going to get practice, hands-on practice. You are going to understand in live session, and the same you are going to do practice. So whatever the way I am going to do, I am not going to refer the notes while presenting the sessions. The same kind of practice you need to gain. You should not refer the notes. You should not refer to any articles to troubleshoot or to deploy anything. When you are going to achieve that kind of expertise, it's simple, regular practice. If you are not going to do regular practice, it is very difficult to clear the interview or clear the exam. This is 12 months free tier account is available. You can do left and right practice. Just 3 months regular practice is more than enough to clear any kind of interview. Trust me. Okay. Today only I received one of the feedback. One of the student shared the feedback. Let me showcase. See here. One of the student of from the batch number 372. Batch number 372. This is batch number 406. In between one more batch I delivered 384. Now it is 406. That student sends a mail. Thanks for your support. With your session, with your guidelines, cleared the solution architect exam. The 804. Okay, the exam pass result is pass. Okay, so I hided the details. I should not share this personal details. Luckily, today only I got this mail communication to showcase how they are achieving the participant, how they happily shared the feedback about this course. Okay, so practice is very much important. I am going to guide you to clear the exam, not only exam point of view, how do you do troubleshoot day-to-day operations. From the basic, I'm going to try to explain each and every concept. With that, you are able to understand and correlate. Okay. So this batch is designed is to perform AWS solution infrastructure support for any kind of administrator. Even this is an essential skill to perform day-to-day operations, as well as DevOps also. It is very much required. Without AWS Solution Architect Associate, DevOps, you are not able to understand. Whatever the tools you are going to use under DevOps, you have to prepare network, you have to deploy instant, you have to deploy services. Everything is related. Thus, the path which you need to go in AWS, first AWS Solution Architect Associate, then DevOps. It is okay to practice both simultaneously, no issues. But without AWS Solution Architect, it is no meaning of understanding AWS DevOps. Whatever the action you are going to do DevOps, it is very much required to have an understanding of Solution Architect Associate, the services, the infrastructure. Okay. So identity access management, how to create users, how to provide authentication, authorization, how do we create users, groups, and permissions, the roles, everything. How do we perform Terraform? The Terraform is a one more AWS advanced skill that is also delivered by Logic Labs Technologies. To work on AWS Terraform, first you need to understand Solution Architect Associate. In that Solution Architect Associate, you need to identity access management is a key role to work with a Terraform. Terraform is a IaaS, infrastructure as a code. Every automation is going to work through deployment and everything through infrastructure as a code. That is going to come under Terraform. Okay, that is comes under DevOps. Advanced skill, it is going to a separate training module is available, AWS Terraform. Okay, this is the way which you need to complete everything. All advanced AWS skills are going to depend upon Solution Architect Associate. Without having the base, it is and working on advanced skills is meaningless. Okay, hope you understand the concept. Now, the Terraform, why I'm referring, that is automation, that is a coding, that code to work on command line. That command line is going to come from IAM service. Here you can see that AWS CLI, how to enable command line interface, that is going to come under identity and access management. Okay. Next, storage. Infrastructure. Infrastructure means a system, entire IT environment is going to depend upon data. How to write the data, how to access the data, how to protect the data. These all parameters related to data only. That is a storage. How to access the storage, where to store the files data. So infrastructure, what are the requirements? Network, storage, instances, that system. Everything comes under one umbrella. That is AWS Solution Architect. One is a cloud, AWS. There are different clouds are available. If you understand one cloud technology, it is very easy to go with Azure, GCP, Google Cloud, Salesforce, whatnot. Anything you can are in a position to understand. A slight technical name changes are different, but the concept of is base concept is same across any cloud platform. Okay. Under storage, what we are going to discuss, there are storage principles are available: file storage, object storage, block storage. Under storage, what are the services related to which component? So we are going to talk about S3, EPS, EBS, Glacier, what is backup? All those concepts we are going to discuss under storage. Okay. This is a vital, I can say. I'm very much confident about the creating a design, explaining, even though you are not related to network background. I'm going to make you understand very basic way and networking. This is a vital requirement to work on security principles. If you want to go with the enhanced skills of cyber security, now cyber security is a hot cake in the market. To understand cyber security, first you should understand the networking design. In the as part of network design, I am going to explain basic networking concepts, and then the same networking concept, how we are going to integrate in AWS, that is VPC, Virtual Private Cloud. So how to create subnets, what is a private public subnets, internet gateway, how to provide internet access to subnets, how to provide a NAT gateways, proxy kind of internet, how do we provide, what is elastic IP, what is a DNS service, what is a DHCP service, what is a security group, and what is a network access control list. Everything we are going to cover showing on live environment practicals. So you are able to understand very easily. This is a vital requirement, the cloud technology. Without understanding networking concepts, you are not in a position to work with anything, because a cloud technology is nothing but not limited to one specific area. You have to understand every component, not an expert level, but at least basic level. So the cloud portal, that AWS management console, this is a AWS management console. Just it is everything is moving the mouse. See here, I'm talking about just network and content delivery. See here, under networking and content delivery, there is a VPC service. Everything you no need to worry about as a network administrator, in the sense they are going to work with the firewall devices, switches, routers, everything they are going to do in an expertise way. Without having any network knowledge, you are in a position to create a network design. Solution architect associate is nothing but creating a solution for a small environment to complex environment. If you understand the small environment, you are in a position to one by one, small to medium, medium to large. So when can you do that? By understanding basics, small and then large. Like that you have to practice. Then only you are in a position. Without having any knowledge, you are able to create subnets. What is a subnet of all? Okay, what is internet guy? There each and everything we are going to discuss in this particular session. You are going to get enough knowledge. While talking about, I am going to showcase what are the exam questions, what are the interview based questions, are going to scenario based questions. Okay, every interview is a kind of scenario. There is no theory kind of thing. When can you understand scenario? If you do practice, then only you can crack that scenario based questions. Okay, I am here to explain each and everything from the scratch. Okay, any questions until this? This is a way of presentation, way of delivering the training about each and every service. I just explained compute, storage, and network. But there are different services are available, like CloudWatch, okay, load balancer, what is the availability, what is the scalability, auto scale deployment, how to create a monitoring solution, how to create a backup solution. In a cloud, we need to take each and every options. Everything is available, just click away. The only thing is that you need to understand the service, understand the cost implications, and then deploy the service. That's it. Okay. Any questions until now? Okay. Coming to the certification. I just showed you one of the participants successfully completed AWS Solution Architect Associate. They shared a happy moment with us. Thanks for that feedback. So hope everyone is able to grab this opportunity to enhance your skills. Yeah. So this particular course, AWS Solution Architect Associate, in this certification model, it is going to cover AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner and AWS Solution Architect Associate. Okay. In the excellent feature in the AWS is there is no dependency. That means if you want to complete any of this certification path, you can complete any certification. There is no mandatory dependency like I need to complete a previous certificate to gain advanced certification. No, just you have to mention your experience, and within this anything certification you can go ahead. But this particular course, whatever the course we are attending now, that is only sufficient to talk about only these two components: cloud practitioner and solution architect associate. Okay. Based on your practice, based on enhancing your exposing your skills, you can go with any certification. So any certification, even right now, Gen AI, artificial intelligence, even that advanced skill certification also, the questions are going to come from the solution architect services. Whatever the exam you may go, every exam is going to based on the solution architect services. Without storage, without network, without compute, no IT environment is going to work. So you have to understand in an IT environment, backup, monitoring, integration of each and every application integration. You have to understand as a cloud architect or cloud admin has to understand each and every service component. Okay. So for the base, where to start? That is solution architect associate. So why this cloud practitioner? This cloud practitioner is going to useful for sales professionals, managers. They are not going to work on technical things. They are mostly on a presentation, client coordination, and so they just need to understand what the services are available. That is under cloud practitioner. It is talks about what are the services, what are the advantages, and all those things. Whereas in solution architect associate, the technical, even manager can go with that, but manager generally or sales professional generally they are not going to work, they are not going to deploy. The managers and sales are mostly kind of presentation, up to presentation only. So technical guys directly they can go with solution architect associate exam. If you want further advanced certification like AWS certification, architect professional, even they can write this exam. This course is going to a basic foundation for this professional certification based on your practice, based on your expertise, exploring the different technical terms with the help of 12 months free tier account, you can attend any of the certification. Okay. Any questions on the certification? Guys, I'm keep on talking. It is very much important to be interactive. Okay. So whatever the question, please ask. Don't be hesitate to ask any question. With your question, I'm able to enhance my knowledge. If you are not going to ask question, I'm going to proceed on my way. It is a kind of one-way thinking, one-way solution. For each issue, there are different ways of solution, different ways of ideas. So if you are not going to ask, each one having a different way of understanding, way of thinking. So please come back and be interactive. Okay. So this is all about course overview. Okay. Now I'm going to switch to the actual session of theory topic as well as solution deployment. Okay. So here we covered the course details, certification path. Now, before proceeding that, we need to go with register for free tier account. What we need to do, how we are going to do practicals. Okay, everyone, this is a free tier account registration website. So as soon as you log into that, I'm going to click on new window. As I log in, I'm going to click on AWS Management Console. As soon as you log in, it is going to ask create a new AWS account. You can see that if you don't have, you need to click on create new AWS account. As soon as you click on, the first step is what is a requirement to go with the AWS. The only cloud provider providing 12 months of free access. You can understand how the infrastructure is able to provide. With a 12 months free, you are able to understand how to implement, how to practice, how smoothly the services are functioning. Everything you are in a position to understand. Okay. What are the requirements to proceed with a free tier account? Okay. So you need to have mandatorily one personal email account. Okay. If you already registered, if you already registered and you are not sure when did you register, okay, you may not get free tier account. If you already started using 12 months ago, so you are not going to get with the same account. Then what you can do? Just simply create a new email account. That is more than enough. Okay. Any email account, Gmail, Outlook, anything will work. There is no specific. Personal email account. Please use personal email account. Don't go with organization email account. Personal email account. Email account is mandatory. The next one, mobile number. Mobile number. Next, you must have a international online transaction enabled. International online transaction enabled debit or credit card. Okay, debit or credit card. Without a debit or credit card, you are not in a position to proceed with this free tier account creation. Okay, as I'm telling as a free tier account, you may get a doubt why to enter debit or credit card. It is a mandatory requirement. It is going to detect to authenticate you are having a valid debit or credit card. It is going to detect just for India customer 2 rupees. Other than India customer, it is going to detect $1. Whatever the amount it is going to detect, the amount will be revert to your account within 3 to 5 working days. That's the reason it is a free tier account. Okay. So these three details are mandatory and you need to enter PAN card. Okay. These details are mandatory to create a free tier account. That procedure is clearly explained here. So you are going to create a free tier account. See here, the same step I just shown you. Once you are going to log in, create a free tier account, the first page it is going to ask about email ID, the personal email ID, okay, and account name. You can see that my account name already I connected to the environment. You can see that my account name is Srinu Cloud. You can see that my account name is Srinu Cloud. This account name is going to come on the top right corner. That is my account name. The same account name you are going to mention here, Srinivas AWS. Once you click on verify email address, it is going to send a code to your email that has to complete. Okay, once the code is entered here, you are going to proceed with the next step, wherein you are going to set the root username and password. Okay, whatever the email ID you are going to use for login AWS management console. Okay, that for that you need to set up password. Okay, once this is done, the next step is every field in this particular page is important. You should not leave any field as a blank. All fields are mandatory. You are going to mention exact address or some nominal address. It is up to you, but you should not leave any field blank here. See here, in this section, you need to choose personal account, personal for own projects, not a business. You have to choose personal. and you have to mention full name and mobile number and from which country you are trying to register. Okay, you have to mention any name, but country must be from whatever the location you are connecting, because you have to mention mobile number. That mobile number code must be respective country region. These two details, whatever the details you are going to mention in these two sections, it is very much important. Don't try to modify the things. Okay, certain details are mandatory to fulfill to successful creation of account. Okay, address you can mention, doesn't matter to be exact address, you can mention any address, it's up to you. Okay, once that is done, you have to acknowledge by understanding terms and condition and proceed to 2 of 5. Okay, in the next section you need to provide the credit card or debit card information. You can see that it is clearly mentioned here. For other than India customers, it is going to be a $1. As soon as you enter debit or credit card information, that credit or debit card must be international transaction enabled. Please cross check if before entering debit or credit card. This is so secure, you no need to worry about, after which it is not going to deduct not even 1 paisa from your account without authorization. So you no need to worry about that. While registering, just make sure auto debit information not selected. Okay, so every payment authentication it is going to ask you. So no need to worry. If it is a additional bill, you can not to pay, it is automatically it is going to block your account. So 12 months, what actions you are going to do, I am going to explain throughout the session to avoid any kind of billing issues. Okay, follow my instructions, you are not going to get any billing. You are going to happily use 12 months of free access, and you are going to do practice and understand the services in AWS solution architect. Okay, okay, you have to enter all these details to proceed further. Once you are going to get a OTP message, okay, you have to mention PAN card information, proceed with a payment confirmation. While entering this SMS code, in SMS you are going to get a notification how much amount it is going to deduct. Before entering OTP code, just check. For India customers, it is going to be a 2 rupees. For other than India customers outside India, it is going to showcase respective currency like $1. Okay, make sure before entering OTP that it is going to showcase on your mobile. As soon as you receive the message how much amount it is going to deduct, please cross check and enter OTP. Okay, once that OTP is entered, that it is going to process the payment and proceed with the next action, authentication of validating the mobile number. So mobile number, whatever the mobile you are going to use, you can mention the mobile number. Same mobile number can be used. Same debit card or credit card can be used to create a different accounts. No need to worry about. Okay. Once you complete that mobile authentication also, the next step is going to proceed with sign up for AWS. Again, you have to choose here personal use and individual selection. And then here the next screen is going to provide you different plans. For our practice, business basic support free is more than enough. You no need to go with a developer support or business support. Okay, just basic support free is enough to complete this registration process. Whoever would like to continue this particular training, for tomorrow's session, account must be created. Free tier account must be created. Okay, if you are not going to create account, attending these sessions are meaningless. Even if you are ready to pay or not going to practice, it is a useless. Don't waste your time. You have to practice. If you are able to practice, then only join the session. Otherwise, no need to join. Don't waste your time. You have to do practice. Without practice, there is no meaning of attending sessions. You are not going to get anything. Okay. So once these steps are completed, you are going to get a congratulations. There you are able to log in with your FreeTire account. See here, once as soon as FreeTire account actions are completed, you are happy to get this particular screen. As soon as AWS Management Console sign-in page, you are going to get here the page root user, whatever the mail ID you entered during the registration process, that mail ID account you are going to mention and then click on next. You are going to enter whatever the password you set during the registration process, that password you are going to enter. Under that, you are going to get multi-factor authentication. This is a mandatory now. You have to configure how to configure multi-factor authentication. On your mobile, you can use Google Authenticator or Microsoft Authenticator app. With that, you are able to configure multi-factor authentication. Without this, it is not going to log in to your account. Okay. I'm using multi-factor authentication code. Let me enter. I already entered. I'm going to showcase what is this multi-factor authentication. So I'm going to enter the code 983669. Okay. I am able to successfully log in. With this particular account only, I'm going to showcase each and every service. This is my live environment. This is my live environment. For every organization, whatever the organization you are supporting, every organization will be having a same portal. Okay. You are going to navigate the services, whatever the services are available for that particular account. Everything is available based on the roles and responsibilities. As I am logging as a root, all services are available for me to access. But don't do any action without understanding. It is just like a credit card. If you get a 10 lakhs credit card, are you going to buy each and everything? If you buy, you have to ready to pay the bill. Okay. So make sure these services, every services, there is a requirement. Okay. Each services associated some charges. Okay. Out of all services, some are free tier. You are not going to get any billing. I am going to explain each and everything. So out of all these services, where to start, how to start, what service I need to start. Okay, let's proceed. Any questions before proceeding further? So free tier registration account is completed. Now log into AWS management is console completed. Review of different services I already shown you. Now actual important action I'm going to proceed. So what is a service which you are going to proceed? Okay. In a normal traditional environment, you need to understand any particular service or application. Okay. The relation is user or users. Based on users, application will be designed. Based on application, the what operating system is required to work that application. Based on operating system, what hardware is required. What is the hardware here? CPU, memory, storage, network. This is a system. That means if any user wants to access in your mobile, you are opening some application, any payment related or browser based or anything, what you are going to do? Any application that has to be designed by someone, that is a developer. What are the different developer tools are going to use? And application to work, even if I'm my system, I'm opening, you are connecting to Zoom session, I'm connecting to Zoom session. That Zoom is an application. How many users are there? There are 20 plus users connected in this session. All 20 users are connecting different places. How we connected together? The underlying infrastructure. That underlying infrastructure involves the network design. Without network, we are not in a position to establish communication. So application here, the Zoom application. And users, there are 20 plus users. And Zoom application to work, here I open the Zoom application here. To work this Zoom application, can I use directly? No, I have to install an operating system. It may be Windows operating system, it may be Linux operating or different flavor. Okay, that is operating system. Is operating system? Is it fine? The hardware. Without a system, without laptop, I cannot deploy. This hardware is going to be a kind of physical, virtual, two types. Physical is going to represent your laptop. Virtual is going to come from virtualization. Okay, virtualization. It may be VMware, it may be Nutanix, it may be Microsoft Hyper-V, or any virtualization technology. Now everyone is able to see cloud. Do you feel that cloud technology is going to be possible without any system? Without a physical system, I am not in a position to talk about virtualization. Any virtualization, you name it, anything. Without a physical system, there is no virtualization. Without virtualization, there is no cloud. That is a relation you should understand. These are the hosting platforms. What is a hosting platform? This hosting platform comes under hardware. This hardware may be physical, may be virtual, may be cloud. On top of it, OS, on top of your application. Without these two things, no user across the world is going to access any application. It may be mobile, it may be telecom, it may be anything. So what kind of hosting technology it is going to use? That's where we are going to understand now the cloud. In this cloud, what is the requirement? We need a system. That is the first place. Under infrastructure, how the system, whatever the application it may be, it requires an operating system. That's where in this particular AWS solution architect, the first component which we are going to start with, compute. Okay. So compute, we are going to under compute EC2. What is this EC2? EC2 is nothing but a virtual system in cloud. The definition is available here. Compute, under compute, you can see that EC2, virtual servers in the cloud. What is a virtual servers? The virtual servers here it is going to represent as an instance. In a normal traditional way, you are going to call it as a laptop or a system. In a virtualization environment, you are going to call it as a virtual system or a virtual server. In cloud, that too in AWS, the same system will be represented as an instance. Where that instance is coming from? A category called compute category. Under compute category, there is a subcategory that is called EC2, Elastic Compute Cloud. What is that Elastic Compute Cloud service? It is a to manage, to configure, to deploy virtual servers in the cloud. Any questions here? Any questions? So, if I want to deploy in a traditional environment, I need to have a system. I need to have a OS information, the advertise information, the what is that expertise to install the operating system. It may be Windows or it may be Linux. I should have some basic knowledge to configure the OS. Once OS is done, I am going to install application. Once application is configured, then only user able to access. Now, these three components will be readily available under this particular EC2. You can see here, I am there under EC2. You can see I am going to click on launch instance. Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud EC2. Create, manage, monitor virtual servers in the cloud. How do we deploy? Just click on launch instance. I'm going to click on launch instance and it is going to mention first naming convention. Here the sections are available here. So easy. The interface is so easy to understand. These many sections are there. Application and OS images, that is AMI, Amazon Machine Image. Next instance type, it is going to get a hardware configuration. The next key pair, the login mechanism. How do we log in to the system? What is the network configuration? How do we connect? The configuration storage, how much storage is required for that particular system? If you want to configure any advanced details, you can mention. Only these many sections. If you understand, I'm going to explain each and everything. Initially, it is going to take time. Once you understand the same system, I'm in a position to deploy within 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes also. How easily, without having any knowledge about a system, about an operating system, I am able to deploy in a cloud hosting pace. That is an excellent features. I don't have any knowledge. I'm opening the browser. Anyone can open the browser. Okay, see how easily I'm going to mention. What is the name? I'm going to mention and I'm going to start with Windows. While deploying, I'm going to ask few questions. Don't mind, please try to answer. What is desktop versus server? What is a desktop versus server? Anyone?
So desktop is a physical machine and server is like online that we can log in and work with it.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for the answer. Anyone?
It's
Desktop is
differentiate
client.
between the
Yeah, please go ahead. One second, guys.
Both are hardware. Server can also be a virtual, which can be virtualized. The difference is the compute and the storage and the processing power, the CPU processing power. Servers have a high compute processing power and the storage comparative to desktop.
Sorry, guys. I got a customer. My working location call manager called me. Sorry for that interruption. Okay. So someone has said that client and desktop. What is the difference? Please go ahead. Hello. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Please proceed. Whoever said something. Desktop versus server.
I thought like it's a difference between the operating system, like one we use Windows and Windows Server, something like that.
Okay. Okay. Good catch. So here, desktop on server, it is the main difference is a laptop. It is a single user interface. Okay. Single user interface. And server is a multi-user interface. So whenever multi-users are going to access an application, that application is meant for to meet the requirement of number of users at the same time. Say flight ticket booking. Flight ticket booking in the sense number of users are going to connect. So whatever the application you are going to deploy, that application should capable to handle multi-users. So that application should be able to handle multi-users. That means that application wherever you are going to configure that operating system, you need to choose desktop operating system or server operating system. Desktop is a single user. It is meant for only one user interface, single user interface. So obviously, we are going with a server operating system. That is the difference. See here, I just mentioned as a Windows server. Okay. In Windows server, what is a different operating system? Without having any knowledge, this operating system are free configured. I can go with Amazon Linux. I can go with a micro Mac OS, Ubuntu, Windows, Red Hat, SUSE, whatnot. Here, if you can click on browse more AMIs, you are in a position to deploy whatever the application. Generally, in a traditional environment, we have to go with the system first. Then I should have a knowledge on OS configuration. Then I need to go with application. These three components are pre-configured. See, you can see that there is a number of predefined systems are available. What is that AWS Marketplace AMIs? Each according to requirement of application, OS, and everything is a bundled together. You just deploy without having, without downloading, without configuring. You just deploy and ready to use. That as simple as that. So what kind of operating system you are going to practice? If you are not aware of Windows, you can deploy with a free Windows system. You can understand how the interface is looking like. You are not aware of Linux, you can deploy Linux in DevOps. Linux is the basic requirement to work on GitHub, to work on CI, CD process. Everything is going to work on Linux system. If you don't know what is a Linux, if you don't know how to configure the commands, then how you are going to practice on DevOps? In AI, artificial intelligence, GenAI, then everything is going to depend upon command line. The command line is going to come from the Linux based platform. Each and everything Linux based. Okay, so you have to practice. How can we deploy? If I want a Linux system outside, if a laptop I need to purchase, I need to configure Linux without knowledge, how can I deploy Linux? Here in this cloud, without paying not even 1 rupee, you are able to get a Linux system with you can do R&D whatever you want. Windows Server, Mac OS, whatever operating system you can deploy. Okay, so I'm going to quickly go back to deploy a Windows system. So I'm going to go with a quick start. You can see here, where is an quick start I'm going to select, and quick start there are multiple 45 different flavors are there. All flavors are displayed over here. If you don't want, simply cancel here. I'm back to this recent start. Just mention Windows Server. As the name mentioned Windows Server, I'm going to select Windows OS as a Windows OS. As soon as I select Windows, on the bottom, I'm going to get different versions of here, different versions, 2025, a new Windows version. Don't use this 2025, okay, because the hardware requirements are not going to be available for free tier, okay. So this is the operating system. I can deploy 2025 base, core base, 2022, 2019, 2016. All supported versions are available here. What all the versions you can notice at the end, you can see that there is an option free tier eligible, free tier eligible, free tier eligible. Some are not having free tier. That means you should not deploy these sections. These are billable. Okay, you are not eligible for free tier. Whatever the account you created, there is a free tier, AWS free tier limitation. Just search engine, you are able to get a free tier limitation phase wherein you can free cloud computing services AWS free tier. Under this, you can see that what you are going to get compute. See here, Amazon EC2 Elastic Compute Cloud, 750 hours every month, not only all together 12 months. Here 12 months free is there. Each month you are going to get 750 hours. Even if you left and right 10 systems per a month, for every 1 hour, you are not going to reach 10 into 1 hour, 70 hours. Still 700 hours free amount is available. That much practice you can do every month. Okay, so what you need to do during the deployment phase, you must make sure whatever the selection you are going to do, eligible, free tier eligible action only you have to select. So here I'm going with a 2022 base. Okay, 2022 base selected. As soon as base is selected, this is an operating system template I selected. That is Amazon mission image is nothing but it is a template. Okay. The next one here, hardware configuration, that instance type. Here instance type, you can see that free tier eligible. If you click on this small arrow drop down, you are going to get different configuration models. Do you find free tier? You can see that free tier is not available. So what is a charge you are going to get? If you select, for example, T2 large, what is the T2? What is a T2 large? What is T2 medium? These are all the different types of models. If you go to market laptop, Dell laptop itself, you will find 30,000 system, 40,000 system, 1 lakh system. What is the difference? Different configuration. Similar way, here different types of hardware configuration which is compatible to deploy a system, operating system, application requirement, all those things you are going to choose. Now, as we are under free tier account, we need to make sure whatever the free tier eligible is there. This is a mandatory requirement. The free tier section. Okay. And the top section also I selected OS also I selected free tier. You can see that top section also I selected a free tier. If you select a different one, you are going to get billing. You can use what is a free tier. So you with this free tier eligibility, you can practice 12 months. Okay. So OS selection is done. I selected 2022 base. Now I am selecting hardware configuration. That hardware configuration is here. It is calling as a instance type. So I'm going to minimize this. Key pair. What is a key pair? Here, key pair is going to work as a login mechanism. Are you going to configure Windows Server 2022? It is already pre-configured, the base operating system. It is already configured. Someone is already deployed and made it available for you. So you are going to use by how do you enter? How do you log in? How do you know that login details? What is a password? What is a username? That is a key pair mechanism. By default, whoever pre-configured, they integrated one kind of key mechanism. In that key mechanism, they integrated a public key. So you are going to create a key pair here. By clicking on create a key pair, you are going to create a private key. Whatever the key you are going to create, it will be matched with that public key. Once this private and public key together, you are going to decrypt that password. It is going to provide the password details to log into the system. So just you need to mention the what is a key pair. I am going to mention win key, that is today's date 29 March, and I am going to have two options, PEM extension, PPK extension. The PEM extension is used for Windows login mechanism. The PPK mechanism is used to log in other than Windows systems like Linux, SUSE, Ubuntu, anything, you need to go with PPK. We are going to deploy Linux system as well. Now, as I am deploying Windows system, I am selecting PEM extension. So what is the mechanism I mentioned? I am creating a private key. Why I need to create a private key? I need to get the password. I need to decrypt the password. I am not sure what password is configured. So this particular private key is going to integrate with a public key, which is already configured in Windows Server system. Once this public and private key matches together, it is going to give you a provision to get the password. I'm going to showcase. Just I'm going to click on create key pair. Key pair is generated and it will be available under my downloads folder. You can place it on a downloads folder. Place it, save. Then key pair is done. Network settings. Under network settings, I am not changing anything. You can see that it is by default allow RDP traffic. By default, it is going to allow RDP traffic. I am not changing anything. By default, whatever the system, Windows system, it is going to allow RDP. What is the port number of RDP? Can anyone tell me? What is the port number of RDP? So here the network traffic, whatever the packet, there are 65,000 application ports are available. No need to worry. I'm going to explain this port numbers and all those things. OSI model, 7 layers. In 7 layers, what is the application ports and all those things. Here, the security provides excellent manner. So here it is allowing out of 65,000 plus application ports, it is just allowing RDP port number 3389 something is there. You can check. Okay. So next, storage. How much storage you are going to get? You are going to get by default 30 GB disk for this particular system. If you want, you can increase. Okay. Again, storage. What is the free tier limitation? 30 GB, 750 hours for every month is free. Okay. If you deploy as it is a configuration, you no need to pay not even single rupee. Storage is configured. Just network is configured. That's it. Advanced details, I'm not doing anything. Leave it as it is time being. I'm not doing any modification. No details. What are the sets I did now? I'm going with one by one. Just mention Windows Server. What is the name? Out of the templates, that is Amazon Machine Image a template. There are thousands of templates are available. Out of templates, I am selected based on Windows. In Windows, there are different templates are available. Out of those templates, whatever free tier is available, I selected 2022 base. Okay. Once that is selected, hardware configuration. Again, I selected a free tier. Someone send. Yes. Yeah, please.
Yeah, in the network settings, we have a LO HTTP and LO HTTPS, right?
Yeah.
I mean, is it going to restrict, or if we didn't select, or in which cases we go with that instead of RDP? We have a LO HTTPS traffic from the internet, and what
Yes.
is the difference like?
Very good question. So RDP traffic, why it is selected, why it is not selected HTTP and HTTPS. Very good point. So here, thus under networking, we are going to configure security group. Security group is nothing but a firewall. Okay.
Mhm.
In a basic
Mhm.
traditional environment, what is the firewall is going to do? Whatever the network packet is going to enter into system, it is going to check what port number it has to enter into the system. That is a firewall. Okay. So
Yep.
I am configuring only allow RDP only. I'm going to connect RDP use for what? I'm going to connect from my system, which is hosted on AWS cloud. I'm connecting that system. So that connection requires a packet allow. That what port allow? RDP. If on the same system, I'm going to configure a web server installation, HTTP and HTTPS, secure, non-secure. If you want to allow port 80 communication, I have to select. If I configure that server as a web server, okay. If I that secure
Okay.
configuration 443, then I need to this. So these are all the things we are going to understand and networking while we are going to deploy web server. Everything I'm going to explain. Okay.
Okay. Yep. Thank you.
Currently, we are deploying only how to deploy a system. How do we connect? That's simple line. Okay.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah. So key pair selected, network settings selected, storage selection. That's it. Only 5 to 6 clicks I just did without having any knowledge on the Windows operating system. I'm not a background of Windows. Just imagine that. The cloud portal is providing Am I using any deep knowledge here? Just selected what are the options. Just a logical sense that what to be selected. What is a cost model? Why we need to select a free tier? That is the only one logical thinking. Other than that, no deep understanding about OS, nothing. Simply selected what are the possible options are there. That too with a mouse click. That's it. I'm going to click launch instance. The system is getting deployed. Where it is getting deployed? Okay, system is getting deployed where? Here, that AWS is having a global presence. AWS global infrastructure. This AWS global infrastructure provides what is a network they are having across the world. You can see that they are having a green dots. They are having a red dots across the world. So in India, you can see two dots are there, two green dots. That is, every green dot is considered as a region. A region is nothing but a geographical location where it is having operational data center. What is a data center? Can anyone tell me? What is a data center? In a traditional environment, what is a data center? Every organization will be having an IT infrastructure. That IT infrastructure will be deployed in a dedicated building, which is going to have complete AC power, cooling power, power connection, redundant power connections, redundant cooling facility, and disaster recovery solutions. So it can support flood related issues, natural climate issues, everything. That is a data center, a dedicated building having a complete IT infrastructure, systems, network, storage, cables, power, AC, and everything. That is having a 32 regions. In each region, you can see if you move that mouse cursor on a green dot, you can see that is a beijing. In a beijing, you can see this is a region. That is a geographical location. In that particular geographical location, availability zones. What is the availability zone? The availability zone is nothing but a full-fledged data center, a full-fledged a building which having a complete end-to-end IT infrastructure to support customers. Okay. So how many availability zones? In Beijing itself, there are 3 data center. Each data center, it is going to represent here as a availability zone. There are 3 availability zones are there in Beijing. Similar way, if I go to Hyderabad, we have in India, Hyderabad and Mumbai. You can see that in Hyderabad, availability zones are 3. That means in Hyderabad is a region. In that region, there are 3 corners in the Hyderabad having a availability zone. Availability zone is nothing but a dedicated IT infrastructure building. If one corner is down because of flood or natural issues, then other 2 data centers available, other corners. While placing the data center, it is going to check, they are going to check what are the possible natural issues are going to come. They are going to place the data center, that a data center is nothing but availability zone. Okay. Now, like this, across the globe, there are operating from 36 regions. And each region will be having a minimum 2 or more than 5 or 3 like that. Okay, in Hyderabad, 3 availability zones. In some locations, 5 zones are there. Okay. So what is a POPs? There are edge caches, the different technology, it is going to come into picture. We are going to understand later words. Here, most important thing, what is the difference between a region and availability zone. Now I'm going back. We deployed one particular Windows server. Where it get deployed, I'm going back to the my account. See here, system is deployed. I'm sitting in Bangalore. Where the system is deployed, you can see that I'm connected to where? United States, North Virginia. You can see that next to account information, you can see that United States, North Virginia. That means the AWS management console is intelligent enough. I'm connecting from my laptop sitting in Bangalore at my home. So it is going to connected to United States. Why not it is connected to as Bangalore? It is nearest for me, Hyderabad or Mumbai. Why it is all the way it is connected to United States, North Virginia. This particular AWS solution, this AWS infrastructure, the global presence, it is going to decide, make sure you will be having a smooth access. As soon as you log in, even though it is a free tier, you are not going to pay not even single rupee. The AWS infrastructure is going to make sure you are going to get a smooth access. Did I face any issues? As soon as selected, my system gets deployed. My system gets deployed. Where it is deployed? As soon as it connects, it is selected North Virginia. That is United States. You can see that I can change the location. Why it is selected North Virginia? There in that North Virginia, there are 5 availability zones are there. Out of 5 availability zones, one zone is having a sufficient resources, sufficient IT infrastructure is available to make me happy. Whatever the service I'm going to choose, it is going to get deployed without any issues. If I'm happy with my free tier account, then only I can choose AWS, right? I'm ready to pay the service. Once I'm happy, it is going to be useful for regular practice. That is the AWS infrastructure is a robustness. How it is going to make the customer happy. Whatever the available, whatever the resources, 12 months of free, not even getting 1 rupee, but they are providing a free environmental access with a free tier account. Okay. So this is I'm connected to North Virginia region. Under North Virginia region, I connected to one of the availability zone that is US East 1. I can switch Singapore, I can switch India. There are certain resources. You can see here, there are 15 regions that are not enabled for this account. That is busy accounts, busy regions, where only paid customers are going to be available to deploy services. For me, as part of free tier account, I can choose any section, any region or any availability zone. I can choose only region, but not availability zone. I cannot choose availability zone. As soon as I select a region, in that particular region, the availability zone, that availability zone maybe 3 or 5 will be there, out of which by default, you can see 1 is there for one reason. Some reason London is there, it is showing as a 2. For Paris, it is available for 3, like that. Wherever resources available ready to serve you better. Out of all reasons, why I connected to North Virginia? Under North Virginia, the first availability zone is free to serve me better way, smooth way. Okay, so don't change. As soon as you connect, whatever the reason it is connected, make sure you note it down. What reason it is connected, what availability zone it is connected. Okay, so now system is deployed. I'm back to services. Go to compute. Always use services category, compute, and desired selection. If you are not able to navigate, you are not able to understand this categorization, this particular service sub options. EC2. Under EC2, I'm going to select, click on dashboard, whatever the systems I have deployed just now, one Windows server deployed. You can see that in this dashboard, I can see instances running, it is showing as 1. I'm going to click on instances, and whatever the Windows server, I can see that Windows server is available. Now I need to connect this Windows server. Okay, I'm going to select this, and I'm having a different details. Who is going to tell me what is a public IP, what is a private IP? No worries. I'm going to discuss about public IP, private IP very clearly during VPC section, network section. Now, anyone basic idea, what is a public IP? What is private IP? Here, as soon as I deployed system, it is showing a two IPs information, private IP, public IP. What is the difference between these two? Anyone?
The
Now,
public IP,
yes, please proceed.
anyone from the world can access it.
Very
And private is like maybe that's your local IP.
exact. Yeah, thank you. So here, private IP, where the system is gets deployed in North Virginia, under North Virginia, one specific data center. If I am there in that respective data center, I can use this IP to connect. But I'm sitting in Bangalore. The system is gets deployed in North Virginia, United States. So how can we use, what kind of communication I need to use? That is a public IP. Public IP can be accessible over the internet. Public, it is going to open to public IP. Okay. Whereas in private IP, only specific network you should be member of in that respective local boundary, then only you can use this IP. Otherwise, you cannot connect access to the system. So I need to access this system. So first information to connect, I need to get IP. What IP? I can use the name or IP. This is a public IP information, and there is a DNS information. I am going to explain what is a DNS, what is a IP-ness. So just I am going to use copy this public IP. Okay. So I'm going to mention public IP. Then what is the tool to connect Windows system remotely? What is the tool to connect Windows system remotely? What is the tool to connect Windows system remotely? Remote,
Yeah, Windows Remote Desktop.
yes, Windows remote desktop connection. This is by default, the tool is available by default every Windows laptop. In Linux laptop also you can find. So here I am using Windows system. I can type remote desktop connection as a app. By default will be available in every Windows system. If you are using Windows 11 Home Edition laptop, if it is a home edition, you need to download remote desktop tool manually. Okay. By default, all the Windows systems will be having this particular tool. So I open this tool. So here it is going to ask what computer you would like to connect. Here I can mention the IP. I'm going to mention the IP, whatever the IP collected. Where did I collected? Why I collected? Why I mentioned 3 dot? From whatever the system I deployed, it is get assigned 3.8924. This is the IP address. Okay, IP address mentioned. As soon as click on connect, it is going to ask username and password. This connection is not going to get if you are using Office related network. If you are connected Office related VPN connection, please make sure check that. Generally, I'm using at my home, there is no VPN connection to anything. So if you are not able to get this prompt, that means you are behind firewall or behind VPN connection. Okay. So those things will not work. So you have to use your personal TP other than office network. Okay. To get this prompt. Whatever the public IP, once you click on connect, it is going to ask username and password. What is a username and password? I just created a key pair during the deployment. How to get the password? So here, simple thing. As soon as I select Windows Server, you can see that on the top, there is a options available. Connect, instant state, actions. Okay. The connect option is grayed out. Why? I did not select. As soon as I select this Windows system, the connect tab is highlighted. Click on connect tab. Once click on connect tab, you will be having a session manager, RDP client, EC2 serial console. I'm going to discuss about all this. Just I'm going to showcase how to get the password. Click on RDP client. See here, RDP client. There you have an option get password. What is a username? Copy this username. Just paste that username as administrator. What is the password? Get password. I'm going to click on get password. As soon as click on get password, it is asking upload a private key file. Whatever the file you created during the deployment of Windows Server, that key file you have to upload. I'm just clicking on upload. Where did I download? Under downloads folder, I can find my PEM file, WinKey 29 March 20. Just open this. This is going to gives an ability to decrypt the password. Without this key pair upload, I am not going to decrypt the password. As soon as click on decrypt password, I got the password information. Just copy this password, mention here. Click on OK. See, I am able to access this particular Windows server without any issues. 2022 server, Windows server deployed without having any knowledge how to deploy Windows server. I don't have any system. I don't have anything. You can practice. You can practice. This is entirely free without having any license cost, without having any knowledge, without downloading an ISO image, without knowledge on configuring Windows Server. I'm able to log in a Windows Server system. Similar way, you can deploy Linux system, you can deploy Mac OS, everything. Simple ways. So I'm able to connect successfully this Windows system. See here, how easily I'm able to access a Windows Server System 2022. Okay, this is the way how simply, without having any knowledge, I'm able to deploy, even though the system is deployed in United States in a AWS data center that is availability zone, which is located in North Virginia. By sitting Bangalore, I am able to connect. This is a way to deploy and configure and work on the systems. This is the base system. Now in this, if you configure web server, if you want to install application, you can choose and you can deploy. Yeah, how simple it is. Okay, so we are going to understand one by one slowly about storage, about networking, about application, about configuring the environment. Everything we are going to understand throughout these particular sessions. Any questions?
I posted a question regarding the availability zone change. For example, this instance is created under North Virginia, right?
Yeah, okay.
US.
Yeah.
If I change my region,
Okay.
is this instance is also available in different region or no?
Okay. Very good. Very good point. Okay. Let me go back. See here. There are some services. So your question is, for example, I deployed this particular instance in North Virginia. For example, if I change to Singapore or Sydney,
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
the same instance available in Sydney? No,
Yes.
it is not available. Whatever the system you are going to deploy, it is a regional specific service. Whatever the service you are going to configure in a specific region, that service will be available in that specific region only. There
Okay.
are some services available here in the same place. Instead of North Virginia, it is going to showcase as a global. That means that particular service is related to global. Okay. For example, I'm changing services, selecting services. There is a cloud financial management. I'm going to select billing and cost management. For every service, we are going to talk about billing and cost management. As soon as I select sub-service of billing and cost management, now you can see that corner, right corner.
Yeah.
Is that service is a regional specific or global? There are two
It's a
types of services. Okay.
yeah.
That whatever the service it is showing as a global, whatever the concept you are going to work here in this console, that is available related to all regions. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Got it.
If you
Thank
are
you.
getting a specific reason, that means that service is related to specific reason only. That service will be available. You need to switch. For example, where is I'm going to compute EC2. I deployed Windows Server. Okay. Now I'm changing to North Virginia to Singapore. Now is that dashboard. You can see dashboard. In this particular dashboard, everything is showing 0. Where is my one instance?
Yeah.
So
Got it.
North Virginia, if I select, I'm able to see that particular instance. That's the reason in every session, we need to note it down. See here, what reason, what date you connected. I connected North Virginia. Okay, here date 29 March 2025. Connected region, North Virginia. What service you are working, EC2 service. What are the actions you are done? Everything you are able to understand. We discussed about global infrastructure. How many regions are there? Earlier 34 regions, now increase that. What is availability zone? We understood each and everything. At the end of the service, all the practices we are going to clean up. End of practice. We are going to discuss some more components. Due to first session, I did not cover all the concepts which I need to discuss today. I did not mention, discussed few services. No problem. There is no hurry to finish the sessions as soon as. Okay. It is very much important you grab the knowledge or not. It may be taking one more week, not an issue. Okay. Please understand this concept. Based on your question and answers only, the sessions are going to extend or close as soon as possible. Okay. Don't hesitate to ask questions. So we need to, whatever the instance at the end of the practices, if I leave whatever the system, I deployed one system. If I leave this, how much hour? Just 1 hour is completed. How many hours of free time available for me? 750 hours. For example, this service is left as it is. One instance is there. This service is not completed, not deleted. What it's going to be? Without any use, I'm wasting 23 hours of tomorrow again I'm going to connect at same time. If I'm not going to stop or delete this, what is going to happen? Out of 750 hours, unnecessarily I'm going to waste 23 hours of time. So what we need to do, whenever you deploy any free tier, you need to select, you need to click on instant state. There is an option terminate delete instant. Okay. That is mentioned here in this first lesson. Click on instances, select the instance, click on instant state, terminate. That is what I'm doing. What it is going to do? Oh, no problem. You just practiced. We deployed once instance successfully. We connected and everything practice. Practice is done. So I'm going to clean up. My utilization, only 1 hour is consumed out of 750 hours. So based on that, you can practice more and more times. How many times you are going to practice without looking at the notes, without looking at the recorded session? That is a practice you need to do. Okay, you simply navigate and deploy left and right and then delete and create a new service. Okay, all those things you are going to do. Okay, this instance is terminated. Once the dashboard, back to dashboard, I'm going to refresh. By clicking on refresh icon, you can see that 0, 0. There is a key pair. Whatever the key pair I created, that key pair I need to delete. Action, delete the key pair. There is no use. Okay, delete key pair. Delete, delete. Now again, go to click on dashboard, refresh again. I need to make sure 0, 0, 0. There are security groups, 3 are there. Generally, it must be 1. Okay, I'm going to click on security groups. Previous one, there was a previous one created. I'm going to select previous one and current one. Go to action, delete security group. I'm going to type delete. Just delete. So dashboard, I need to make sure whatever the previous configuration, see here 0, 0, 0, 1. Here all zeros are there. Here instant is showing is 1. I just need to validate it is in terminated stage or not. If it is a terminated stage, that's okay. This action, this particular information will be cleared after some time, maybe 30 minutes, maybe 1 hour. No need to worry. Only thing you need to make sure it is showing as a terminated. That's okay. The billing section is stopped. It is not going to count your free tier hours. Okay. This is all about today's session. So any questions before closing, just giving an information, go to www.logiclabstech.com, wherein if you are happy to continue the session, please click on upcoming batches and wherein you will find a payment link. Okay. Or if you are not part of, you are reviewing that YouTube session, please click on Zoom link to register free for tomorrow's session. You can join, you are going to get a Zoom link to join free for tomorrow. For third session onwards, you are going to get a separate Zoom link whoever completes the payment. If you are happy with this training module, please complete the payment. By clicking on payment link, make sure you are making a payment for batch number 406, that is AWS Solution Architect, and complete the payment. Yeah, you can join tomorrow's session. That is also free. It is a demo session, but it is a live session. Tomorrow we are going to deploy Windows and Linux, and if time permits, we are going to configure web server on Linux and understand some theory components. Okay. Before closing, any questions? Okay then. See you all tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.